Hi, I have a question,
Apaan tuh?
especially for girls. Have you ever met a guy that seems fine, tall, handsome, and rich, and he looks at you, feels like he is falling in love with you at a first sight? Then he invited you to join a holiday plan with him to a private island.
Oh my god! Wow!
Girls, if you met a guy like that, please stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Just stop right there because he might be dangerous for you. Yep, this is a story of Frida, a black American woman who worked in a company and then she met a guy named a guy named Slater King, a CEO, a rich man, that tall, handsome guy. Then Slater invited Frida and her friends Jazz to join him in a luxurious trip to a private island. There, along with other guests, as they arrive in that private island, the secretary of Slater welcomed them and took off their phone because just to make them enjoy the island, not look at their phone. As the day passes and night's coming, Frida feels this isn't right. There is something weird with their behaviors with this island, with that with that conscious. Frida tell other guests named Sarah about her friend Jess, who suddenly disappeared when after got bitten by a snake, and everyone just forget who is Jess. Then Sarah also recognized there's something weird with this island, with the people on that island, especially the men, and they recognize what they are doing in the night to the women. And then Frida and Sarah try to survive the men. They just act like a fool, like they didn't know everything. They didn't recognize everything just like usual. And the fun parts begins in the end. So this is how Blink Twice
Slay!
2024, directed
Slay!
by Zoe Kravitz, begins. What looks like a dreamy place slowly turns into something unsettling. Because in the story, comfort doesn't mean it's safe, and luxury can hide control. If we observe the film closely, the island is not a paradise. It is a controlled space. The men on the island, they control everything like money, technology, and the rules. The women, positioned as guests, they are expected to be enjoy, to comply, and to stay silent. Frida and the other women are surrounded by pleasure, but they are never truly in control. Something feels wrong, yet no one explains why, and the situation can be connected to Sylvia Welby's theory of patriarchy. Welby explains that gender inequality is created by the systems where men dominate women through social structures, not just individual behavior. So in Blink Twice, patriarchy appears through male over space, male control wealth, and male control over information. The island becomes a symbol of structural gender inequality. This inequality is not experienced by all women. Here, Kimberly Crenshaw's theory of intersectionality is relevant. Frida, as a working class woman of color, is more vulnerable than the wealthy guest. Her gender oppression is intensified by her race and class. The turning point in this film happens when Frida understands what is really going on around her. This reflects feminist standpoint theory proposed by Nancy Hartsock and Sandra Harding, which argues that marginalized groups gain critical knowledge through lived experience. Once the women remember everything and recognize the pattern of abuse, knowledge becomes power. Silence no longer protects, but awareness does. This moment also reflects Paulo Freire's theory of consciousness, where resistance begins only after the oppression is recognized. So in this video, the purpose is to explain how Blink Twice represent gender inequality and resistance as a multicultural issues, using feminist and social theories to understand how power, silence, and awareness works in the film. As the story reaches its climax, resistance becomes collective. This reflects bell hooks feminist theory, which emphasizes solidarity among women to end sexism and exploitation. The women do not fight individually, but they are survive together. From a cinematic perspective, the ending also challenges Laura Mulvey's theory of the male gaze. Women here are no longer being objects to watch, to be watched, but they become active agents. While male power collapses. So, in conclusion, Blink Twice 2024 portrays gender inequality and resistance as a multicultural issues shaped by patriarchy, intersectionality, and collective awareness. The film shows that oppression survives through silence, but resistance begins with knowledge, and it becomes powerful with solidarity. Well, sometimes the most dangerous place is when everyone keeps tells you that everything is fine. Bye bye, see you.